Yo, Kpaceguy here, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about signs of when it's time to upgrade. Whether it's your TV, projector screen, projector, couches, sound system, whatever it may be. We're going to talk about when to know when it's time to upgrade. So one of the easiest ways to know that it's time to upgrade is going to be age, the age of your system. And it may be working just fine. That old receiver back from the early 90s may still be kicking pretty good. But nowadays new technologies came out and some people are for it and some people are not. But nonetheless, new technology brings a little bit better sound quality. Now some people may say old receivers sound way better than new receivers, and that may be true. But old speakers don't sound better than new speakers, in my opinion. Nowadays we have new material for cone woofers, we have new builds on boxes, better material, better MDF wood, nicer finishes, and etc. We can go on all day about this kind of stuff, and those things play a difference in your sound. Think about subwoofers, for example. Now we have some subwoofers, 8-inch, 10-inch speakers that can really dig low. You can get a SB4000 and get under 20 Hertz, and you know how big those subwoofers are? They're not very big at all, but you can get some serious bass out of them, and you couldn't do that back in the day. Technology has just changed the way things work, the way things sound, the way things look, and it may be beneficial for you to go ahead and upgrade. Now, age is an obvious reason to upgrade, but here's something you may have not thought about, and that's changing your rooms. Now, when you move from house to house or room to room, or maybe you went from an apartment to a townhouse, the room characteristics are going to change with every room you go into. And so those once fantastic speakers that you had back in the old apartment may not sound so good in your brand new, huge living room. It's really good to cater your speakers to the room you're going to be listening in, because your room really plays a factor in how good or how bad your sound's going to sound. So let's say you had an apartment, maybe my size, and you had a few cube speakers around your screen there. So they worked pretty good, little small satellites. They weren't too bad, weren't too great, but they did what they're supposed to do. Now you've upgraded to a huge living room with huge vaulted ceilings, open floors, open space, wood floors on the bottom there. And those little cube satellite speakers don't sound so good anymore. Just not enough power and sound to fill your room the way you would like it. That's really a good reason to upgrade right there. You may need bigger speakers or better technology or a better receiver to really make up for the room that you just changed to. So of course, like I said, age is a really good starting point for upgrading, but so is changing your home and changing the listening room that you're in. Now this one's going to be more towards the home theater enthusiast than the 2-channel stereo listener. Behind me here is my Marantz 7705 AV processor, powered with the Monolith x7, and then of course I have some other small amenities to go with it. And this is another really good reason to upgrade, is the new technology that these things bring. Now, again, they may not sound as good as they used to back in the day, but they pack a lot for the money. We're talking Bluetooth, HD radio, 4K capabilities, HDR, and so much more that we're all familiar with nowadays. And your old stuff isn't going to do that. A lot of things nowadays before 2000 didn't even have HDMI inputs. These have everything you can think of. And so you may not like the sound quality out of them, that's why you get a separate amplifier, but you may not like the quality out of just your receiver alone, but you can get around that, still get really good sound, and then not miss out on the features, Dolby Atmos, DTS:X, and in this case, RLDD. Now, these things do really well with Blu-rays, Dolby Vision, all that stuff that you're missing out if you don't upgrade. So if you're still sitting around with your old receiver without HDMIs, or maybe they are HDCP, or they aren't HDCP 2.2 compatible, or maybe they don't get 4K, they're still 1080p, you may want to think about upgrading because you're missing out on a lot of experience in your home theater. And even in 2-channel listening, these things can do really, really well with 2-channel stereo nowadays as well. Not even just home theater, but the both. So if you're not upgrading just yet, maybe you should. Alright, so if you didn't agree with anything that I've said so far, I think I have one that may convince you to upgrade. And that's going to be faulty speakers. I got my bad boy here, the PV4000 subwoofer here. Fantastic subwoofer. If you haven't heard me rant about it, I have 400 videos of it on my channel, so take a look at those. But we're going to use him as an example. So faulty speakers. You may not be able to be aware of this kind of thing. Distortion, maybe a crackle in your speakers at high volumes, etc. Speakers wear out over time. It's powered by a motor, a giant magnet, a voice coil. Those things get hot if you use them a lot over time. If you power them on and crank them up all the time, they wear out over time. Even the cone kind of gets brittle and worn on you, especially the surround. Now over time, that's going to change the characteristics of your sound. That once supreme, superb speaker may not sound as good as it used to in its earlier days. And that's going to change the way your system sounds and performs. With this speaker here, I can turn it up as loud as I want to, but maybe 15, 20 years from now, I've probably worn out the voice coil, I've probably have a tear or a rip in my surround, and it's going to change the way my subwoofer performs, and that goes for any speaker. So if you're holding on to those speakers from a long time ago, make sure that if you want to keep them, you upgrade their cone, refurbish it, send it to a shop where you can recone it so it can keep its longevity. But over time, if you have speakers that are old, they're going to start to sound like they're old. And if you're not somebody who likes to restore your speakers, it may be beneficial for you to upgrade. So for me, I used to have small subs and they sounded really good, but they sounded like I've been using them for a while. I pounded them to death and now they're showing signs of that. And so I upgraded to the PV4000 and now I can restart all of the mess that I like to do, turn it up really loud, play a lot of bass, all that good stuff. I can do that now. And then in the future, I'll upgrade again when these start to stop performing. So if you didn't agree with any of the points, I might have got you on this one. Let me know in the comments down below. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for this video. These are just a few different signs that it's time to upgrade. I know a lot of people still in my comment section always tell me that new age stuff doesn't sound as good as old age stuff, and I'm too young to honestly debate with you. I'll just take your word for it. But I do know that every now and then it's going to be beneficial for you to upgrade. There's a lot of really good sounding technology out there that I don't want anybody to miss. It can be costly, but if you put down and invest in your system, you'll invest out of it what you put into it. So guys, I hope this helps you, and if it did, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know your tips on when it's time to upgrade. Let me know down below anything I may have forgot. Hit that like button so I know that you guys are enjoying the content here on the channel. And while you're there, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because I know a lot of you guys aren't subscribed. It's a free button. Push the button. Push the red button. We'll see you guys in the next video. Kpaceguy out. Peace.